Hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Kati. Today we are just looking at cricket, what's happening all over the world. There are a few more matches happening, like in Bangladesh playing West Indies or Pakistan plays South Africa, which we have not paid any attention to. But as of now, we are starting again back to India, England. Tomorrow there is a match at Chepauk, and we have to win it. Is a kind of a situation. If we need to get to WTC, we need to win at least in Chennai. And Akshar Patel is back, is what I'm hearing. As far as the team news is concerned, there is a smiling face from Rohit. What do you think, Rohit?
Yes, that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that Akshar Patel might be back in the Indian team, which is good news, which is what we were hoping for in the first match. So that is one change I'm expecting in the Indian team. I also heard conflicting news regarding that India might be going with Washington Sundar also in the team again. So only one change in the team. That's only Akshar Patel coming for Nadeem. I like to replacement when you compare the style of bowling, but obviously a better batsman Akshar Patel is. I really hope, as a fan, I really hope Kuldeep Yadav gets a chance to go into the Indian team, because I feel he adds more variety to the team. So I really hope he gets a chance over Washington Sundar, because India needs to win matches, and that means we need to pick 20 wickets, and for that we need more attacking bowlers and not depth in batting. So I hope that's what we are looking at. So having said that, Indian team, the England side, I just want to add a couple of things again. First thing, there's an obvious change in England team that's going to happen. That's Butler. Obviously is going back, so he's going to be replaced by Foakes. Now, in terms of batting, yes, it might be a slight downgrade, but I have to say that Foakes, when he did play in Sri Lanka last time around, he did play well. Not this series, but the back series in 2017, he did play well. So he can play spin well. But one thing England will be happy about is that Foakes is a way better keeper than Butler is. It's not like Butler made any mistakes, but Foakes is an upgrade still. So that would be one sure change that will happen in the England team. The other one that might happen, there are talks are going on. I was expecting it also a bit, is that Anderson might be replaced by Stuart Broad. Now that is yet to be seen, because I was expecting that to happen, but then given how well Anderson bowled in the first match, I will be a little bit surprised if they go for Broad. But then I can obviously understand given the situation. And then, now coming to situation, to match starts in 2 days. So we are recording this on Thursday evening. So match starts in 2 days time. So, what India needs to do, we can talk a lot about it, but I don't want to talk a lot about it. One thing is what India needs to do is firstly is win the toss. A record of India against England in toss in the last 11 matches has been 10-1. 10 tosses won by England, 1 by India. India needs to change that. Probability needs to work at some point. India needs to win a toss. And irrespective of whether we win the toss or not, I think we need to show more, more, I would say, a Kohli spirit, or a spirit which Kohli has brought in the team. That needs to be shown on the field. I felt that was missing, especially the first 2-3 days of the match last time around. Anyways, off to you, Karan. Please, if you have something, please add on to what you think India needs to do.
I mean, you've pretty much covered everything, but the one thing, as you said, which India missed in the first test was the intent. I mean, if your top 6 aren't scoring, it is a problem. So we need Rohit Sharma to step up. Whether we win the toss, if we win the toss, we need to make sure we have a 600 plus or a 700 plus total on board, so that we can at least win the match by innings or have a very low total to chase in the last innings. But if India wins the toss, we need to score 600, 700 plus. And for that to happen, Rohit Sharma will have to step up, Kohli will have to step up, Rahane will have to step up, and Pujara will have to step up. Everyone else, I think, is in okay form when it comes to batting. And with bowling, I think Rohit has covered what we need to predominantly do. But I think it's the batsmen that need to, pick up some form and show some aggression and show some intent. Other than that, I feel the pitch might not do too much. It's going to do the same thing. For first and second day, it will be batting friendly. Third day onwards, will start turning a bit. But other than that, I just need our players to show some intent. And if we show some intent, I think we're good to go.
That's interesting that you think the pitch might not do much, but because I have been hearing a lot of news from the media that it might be a turning track. If it's a track that will deteriorate day by day, just like the first day, then it's certainly that we need to score 700 in the first innings, because that's the only way we survive. And we need to win the toss, so which is completely out of our hands. Pakistan, South Africa, it looks like it finished and Pakistan won it. Karan has followed it a bit. What happened in that series?
Thanks, Vaishak. So yeah, South Africa traveled to Pakistan to play a two-match Test series and a three-match T20 series, which is currently going on as we're speaking about this. So Pakistan clearly whitewashed South Africa in the Test series. They won the series 2-0. Now the main talking point for that particular series was Mohammad Rizwan. I feel that even though Fawad Alam did score a century, it was the partnership of Mohammad Rizwan, their wicketkeeper and vice captain, with the lower order that allowed Pakistan to post some scores and show some character. So Mohammad Rizwan and Fawad Alam were the predominant better batsmen compared to the other Pakistani batsmen. However, the one disappointment from the South African side was Quinton de Kock, who only managed to score about 46 runs in 4 innings. Being the South African captain, you expect a little more character from him and a little more runs from him. But Quinton de Kock, I think, is not in the right form. Maybe it's the captaincy that's getting to him. But that pretty much allowed the Pakistan to win their first home Test series since 2003. And being for Pakistani fans, that's a very big thing because they've been in turmoil since the Sri Lankan series and they've not had much of Test cricket, especially at home. And having this series at home where a good team like South Africa was coming in, which was dominated predominantly by fast bowlers, because Hassan Ali was the highest wicket taker who picked up 10 wickets in the second match. And you had Notcha also picking up 9 wickets, whereas Keshav Maharaj picked up 10 and Yasir Shah picked up 8. So it was a total balance when it comes to spin and fast bowling. But it was predominantly the fast bowlers that helped Pakistan win the game. So it was good to see a team like Pakistan perform out of their teeth and win the series 2-0. But again, it was at home condition, and it's a good thing for Pakistani fans. Keeping that in mind, they're also playing the T20 right now, and the first T20 is going on at Lahore, and Pakistan are at 99 for 4. Mohammad Rizwan, who opened the batting, has been doing well. He's at 55 not out on 38 balls. So I hope that match goes into a nail-biting finish, and it will be exciting for all the fans who have to watch it. And if anyone wants to watch that match, it's free on YouTube. So you can just search on YouTube and you can watch that game. That's it from the South African and Pakistan series. Over to you, Rohit, for the Bangladesh versus West Indies series.
So coming to the Bangladesh West Indies series, first thing I want to say is that just like as you mentioned, the Pakistan series, 2 match of this series also is over. The series is 1-1, but the good thing is that they have a third match, which for me personally as a cricket fan, I believe that is something which should be there always. 2-match series, I find them to be pointless. There needs to be a 3-match in a series. So it's good they're having a third match here. And West Indies in the third match have started well. And the first day, they opted to bat first, and at the end of the day, they are 223 for 5. I would say the standing as of today is on par, because this looks like a 300 pitch, at least from what I've read, because unfortunately, they don't telecast this in India. So I have no way to watch the match, but from what I followed it looks like a 300 pitch. So the West Indies is doing well to reach the 300 score. But one thing I want to say, or a couple of things I want to say is that, West Indies did start off today well. Given that they won the last match, a stunning victory, one of the best wins or one of the greatest debutant performance ever. After having that last match, they started off well today morning. Especially the first wicket partnership, they scored very well. They had a 60+ partnership in the first wicket. They were going at around a 3.5 run rate during that time. But then after they fouled the first wicket, they did collapse to 118 for 4. And since then, they have actually managed well to reach where they are, 223 for 5. And that's thanks to Bonner, who scored 74. And I want to say that, one thing about that is that he was one of those players who you missed last match around. All the hype went to Myers because he scored the double century. But it was Bonner who did, in many ways you can compare to the Indian cricket, say the Pujara innings of Gaba. He is the one who played that 35 strike rate inning and scored 80 in the last match. People forget that a lot. So, it's good to see that, he's batting well today also, and he's batting currently on 74. Again, it's a very slow innings. He's batting at 40 or strike rate. So it's a good innings. So that's where the match is now poised. And that's pretty much for Bangladesh West Indies.
I think we are almost done with cricket. So I don't think we have anything more to talk in cricket. Is there anything to add?
I think we're done for today. As Karan mentioned, we have the T20 matches going on between Pakistan and South Africa going on live. And we have the India match starting in 2 days. I think we will have more cricket coming in. So that's pretty much, I think, for cricket for this week.
The IPL auction happens on the 18th of February, which will coincide with the test match that is happening in Chepauk. So I think all of us will be excited to have a look at the auction as well, considering which IPL team will go with which player, because you have a few exciting players available there. You have Smith there, and you have a lot of exciting players coming up there. So we will definitely be making a video post the auction gets over. So watch that as well.
Lot of things to watch in cricket right now. When tennis is concerned, there is also Australian Open going on, and there are a lot of football matches going on. So we can't talk about everything this time. So we'll meet again for football as well. So as of now, as far as cricket is concerned, let's finish it here. Let's hope India win the match at Chepauk, the second test, which starts I think tomorrow for me, but in 2 days as far as the Indian time is concerned. So I made that mistake in the beginning. I hope, as everyone said, Washington Sundar is not selected and Akshar Patel is selected instead. And there's an extra batsman, and the pitch is not. Pitch does not deteriorate this fast. Like it's so good at batting on the first day and the second day, and it's so bad for batting on the fourth day and the fifth day. That really makes toss is a big factor, and certainly because Kohli has not been picking the right side of the coin against Root, it's certainly not a good plan to go for a pitch which depends. The result depends so much on the toss. Let's conclude over here. If you have anything more to comment that we missed, please comment on. We haven't watched any of those other international matches, so if you have watched anything about Bangladesh, West Indies, or Pakistan, South Africa, we certainly would like to hear back from you. We conclude over here. Goodbye.
Until next time, stay safe. Bye bye.